There we go. Peace and love, everybody. There we go. Hope everybody doing well. Going to let it build a little bit. Definitely want to welcome everybody to the forecast for the week. We're going to be looking at some aspects that's going to be taking place from November the 1st until the 7th. And of course, we've been getting some great feedback for the forecast. So we're going to keep them going. And I have the chart also pulled up. So let's go ahead and add that to the stream. Peace and love, Andy V. Let me go ahead and get this up here. All right. So not to focus so much on all of the chaos that's going on around us, but just want to give people a different perspective of what to look out for as things are taking place. And let's go ahead and peace and love, mother. Let's go ahead and look at some aspects here. We got the chart up. Okay, here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got the chart up here. All right. So last week we had a lot of different planetary actions taking place. A lot of people, reached out to me and told me how their week was going. And we got another good one this week. Um, so definitely want to share some insight on what's going to be taking place. And just trying to get both charts. I got two different charts I'm working with. Um, and pretty soon we're going to start moving deeper into the Eastern thought, going deeper into, this is just a snapshot of the heavens right now. So we're using the Western astrology method. Um, and of course, good astrologers can use both Western and Eastern. But I want to go a little bit deeper, even to before what's currently out there. So, um, a lot of changes taking place. We're in Scorpio season, and a lot of transformation taking place. So, definitely want to touch on a lot of different things going on. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Um, and for those who are new to astrology, we like to look at astrology and how astrology influences planetary actions and how they actually play out within the heavens onto us. So we love to give thanks for the sun and also observe the planetary actions and how we can use these as guides to help us. Okay, all this cosmic energy can actually help us down here because as above, so below. So the sun uh, actually shifted into Scorpio, and this is Scorpio season. So happy Scorpio season to all my Scorpios. Annie V's a Scorpio, so happy Scorpio season to you. This is sun, moon, or rising sign. So you don't just have one sign, okay, you have many signs. Okay, so the sun is currently in Scorpio. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with the first house. So here you see the first house. This is the North Node, this pair of headphones looking glyph in Gemini retrograde. And it's going to be there until January, okay, 2022. And so with this North Node here in the first house, this is all about learning the gifts of intellectual communication, learning how to speak, how to um, literally grow in your communication arts and styles. For those who know about astrology, this is where Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is here in Libra, but Mercury is the planet of communication, the nervous system, the intellect. And so you see, this is all about learning how to let go of that anxiety that you may get. Okay, this is what the self identity, the first house is all about self. And so it's more so teaching us how to grasp communication gifts and arts. And then when we see the sextile, this is an aspect in astrology. This sextile is coming here to the third house, which is all about the neighborhood, siblings, your daily routines, and short-term travels. Here you have it in Leo, so it's actually making a sextile. So these headphones, your purpose, the direction that you're headed in up until 2022 is actually making a favorable aspect with your part of fortune, which is in Leo. And this is all about um, you know, maintaining high ethical standards, okay, amongst your brothers and sisters, those in your neighborhood. This is having that need to take care of your loved ones. This is having that playful nature because you're still dealing with Leo the lion. So even though you're sharing a kingdom, learning how to share the kingdom, this will actually bring more fortune when you learn how to express yourself with those you love and love to play with. And this is where you can have more charismatic uh, attraction and even a more compassionate nature towards those in your close inner circle. So that's what my Gemini's is currently experiencing. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Learn how to communicate as retrograde. So um, the things that you desire to express may be a little bit off, and that's why you have to learn how to develop those gifts in this lifetime. And that's pretty much what it's all about up until 2022 for my Gemini Sun Moon Horizon. And then you have here in the second house Cancer, which the theme is all about your finances, your value systems. And here you have the moon, the ruler of Cancer, in the fourth house. So um, my cancers right now, you can get really analytical about your possessions and the things that you value. You can get very deep and penetrating with your biases and prejudice towards how you're going to survive, the need to survive, um, and being very analytical about the things that give you emotional security, while you have this opposition of the moon in Virgo opposing Neptune and Pisces. So where you have this need to really get in touch with your mental capacity, you also have to remember um, to get in touch with your emotional capacity, because this is more so about learning how to stand still or sit still so that you can hear your inner voice, that second stomach. This is the gut. Virgo rules the intestine. So this is learning how to tap into that second brain, those extra neurons that you have in your stomach that actually gives you that instinct to be able to discern. And then you have Neptune retrograde. So getting through the deceit of what's going on in the public, what's going on as far as your career, if you have one. For my Leos here, again, that fortune is right here at 1 degrees. It's in the third house. So it's all about learning how to lead, generously. Okay. Sometimes as the Leo, the lion, you can really get into a habit, and as you get into those habits, you get used to those habits, and that can actually be in conflict with, this square taking place here can be in conflict with your daily routines and the things that you truly desire. Scorpio rules the desires. It's also that manifesting power. So when you're stuck on a certain way of creating things, it can actually be a challenge, because you see you're fixed. Leo is a fixed sign. You can be fixed in your nature about approaching the things you desire when it comes to working with others. And this could be the current transit for you right now. And so when we look again at the fourth house, this is where we begin to see Virgo. Uh, Virgo is my Virgo Sun Moon Horizon, all about analyzing things right now within the home, trying to get things organized. This is where you want to be careful with spending, overspending, and getting into things that you don't necessarily need to be analyzing right now, because this is where that pressure can come again, that opposition from Neptune, not seeing things clearly because you have a lot of ideals taking place and running in the background. And this is the need to hold on to those memories of the past, even those things that you collect. This is where, when you want to hold on, you have this desire to hold on, but you also have this desire to clean and to organize and get things prepared and ready for, different uh, seasons or cycles in your life at this time. And so, as you're going through this transformation yourself, this is the best time for you to literally uh, try to not just clean out your home, that energy, clear your space. Some of you burn sage and do different things like that. It's also cleaning out your gut. Okay, getting that gut in check, and then get that good health going right there. Um, because this psychic ability, you could tap into a lot of it now, but it's retrograde, and then you have Palace here as well. So it won't be as strong of how you perceive people in the public. It'll be strong if you get this, gut in check. um, don't stuff it so much with sugar. We know what today is, for some, but don't stuff it too much or you get clogged up. Then you have here, in the fifth house, for my Libras, Sun, Moon, Horizon. Here you have Mercury in Libra, so communication can be fluent for you right now. Even trying to balance a lot of thoughts in your head right now can be the current theme. Um, a lot of decisions to make. You're trying to fluctuate between having fun pleasing others with their ideas versus your own ideas. And this is where you see, the challenge, the tug of war taking place within your own mindset. And as far as really seeing things clear, Mercury is now direct, so you get way more energy, way more progression, and as far as the things you're trying to create. So you get more tilting the scales towards yourself this go around, which is good because it's still dealing with the personal houses. Give you a chance to really think about yourself and how you can impact the whole. So this is a good aspect here. And then you also have, for my Scorpios in the sixth house, Mars, okay, rules over Scorpio. So a lot of energy is coming home to Mars to get you guys ready to uh, be ready to fight this big battle of self transformation that's taking place. The sun here, so that's the theme for this month: transformation and re-death. I'm sorry, death, rebirth, and regeneration. So you have Mars there to help you out, give you some firepower, and with Mars there, you get the ability to use that martial art form to really tackle the problems that you'll be faced with. You have this big opposition that's going to take place right here with the Sun and Uranus. So right now, when it comes to these changes that you are holding on to, Scorpio is a fixed sign, so it can be challenging to transform the things that you need to personally when it comes to your habits, eating habits, routines, or even the way that you take care of your emotional state. It can be a challenge because you got so used to it and fixed in that moment that Uranus is there to disrupt. That's that opposition. The things that you're holding on to that you think you have. And that you acquire from others that's not really yours. So this is taking on too much emotional baggage from others and even adopting it as your own. This is where Uranus is opposing that, trying to give you that big shift to change that mindset, those emotions that you have. Because for my Scorpios, emotions are really intense for you, and you can really um, use those emotions to get you where you desire to go. So getting more in tune and in touch with your desires this season will definitely be the theme, but you have to use this Uranus energy as the opposition so that it can become an opportunity for you. This opposition in astrology, that's a tough aspect for some, but this can be turned into an opportunity because Uranus represents that Kundalini that is forcing you to awaken things within your chakras. And this is where Mars is that root chakra where you have that will to survive and that need to survive. This is that sexual energy. Scorpio is all about the sex organs. What can you procreate? What can you create together along with the great creator, the sun? Um, and so it's all about that transformation that needs to take place. So for my Sagittarius, um, this is, south node here. uh, this is the lesson of learning how to not be right all the time or have the need to be right. This is especially in relationships. Seventh house is that relationship house. um, and as the moon, of course, is shrinking in light, what can you close out on as far as the things that you need to do in relationships? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Horizon. This is where you need to learn how to express with the north node here, the opposite sign, versus the south node. Not always have the last word and the need to be right here. Okay, this is where you actually learn how to not be so self-righteous and see things from other people's perspective. And this is also where you actually learn a lesson, because Sagittarius is all about learning. And this is where Venus is also in the seventh house, learning those tough lessons about relationships, and even the foundation for relationships, which is contracts and agreements, is all about agreements. A good work that you can read is the Four Agreements, and the Four Agreements actually will help you in your personal life, but also in your social life as well, relationships. So that's the lesson there. Learning, all about Sagittarius is all about learning. I learn, I teach, I see. So what do you see in relationships that can actually help you to grow? Because any relationship you get in, you're going to have to grow. You could do a lot of personal self work, but you still won't know how much work you need to put in and how your true growth unless you get into a relationship. So this is all about learning, how to love, learning your the way that you love and the way that you show love. Okay, so from a Capricorn, you have Pluto in Capricorn. Again, Capricorn, this is all about mountains. This is all about building. This is all about climbing. And Pluto likes to penetrate. So this is the top of the mountain. This is also the bottom of the mountain. This is also going ascending and descending. So when it comes to the legacy that you're trying to lead or leave, you actually have to learn how to go deep beneath the surface of the earth. Capricorn is an earth sign. There are some things that you're trying to leave as far as a legacy, but you can't get there if you stay on the surface. You have to continue to plunge. And this is with others. This is where you start to share your resources in that second house, sharing your resources um, with others in an intense way. This is a strong leap into fortune. Okay. Capricorns, you're experiencing this right now, and that's pretty much what you're having to deal with Mercury and Libra actually squaring, um, this Pluto and Capricorn. So where this Mercury, you're trying to balance the thoughts of yourself and others. For my Libras, this is also where that square comes in, the challenge comes in, the fight, the conflict comes in, where you're trying to leave a legacy, but the way that you go about doing it can be intense, which can cause friction. Then for my Aquarius here, you have Saturn in Aquarius, which is home. It also rules over uh, Aquarius. It also rules over Capricorn. Then you have Jupiter in Aquarius. So the great uh, malefic and the great benefic, both of these planets are here in the ninth house. So it's all about learning more about technology. And this is the technology that will further push humanity in deeper into this age of Aquarius. The ruler of this age, or at least one of them, Saturn, is in Aquarius. So when it comes to discipline in studying technology and sciences to help you advance, uh, this will actually help you in your development in this age. And Jupiter is here to give you that sight. It's all about vision, all about Heru, seeing deeper into uh, the age that we're in, but also not to forget about your roots with Saturn there, so you can have more discipline as you have your vision. Jupiter is all about vision, all about ascension, but Saturn is a reminder of the restrictions that you need when it comes to uh, those goals that you may acquire. And right now you have Saturn opposing the fortune. So the limitation on how you are expressing the care and nurturing for those in the group is restricted right now. This could be from that authoritative figure within a group or organization that you feel is hindering you, okay, or restricting or limiting you so that you can get the full picture. Um, and then you have here Pallas in uh, Pisces, and you also have Neptune in Pisces. Now Neptune is home, And again, in the 10th house here, this is opposing that moon in Virgo. So for Pisces, you have Neptune home. So when it comes to being compassionate for those in the public and giving a listening ear, don't be deceived just because people cry and show their emotions, because this can really touch you as an empath. But you also got to remember that not everybody have your best interests. Okay, so don't deceive yourself when you see these people act in a certain way. You can get a charge from using those emotions and tapping in, trying to be still as well, but using these emotions to actually help not only comfort yourself, but help those in the public. A lot of people in the public spotlight right now are going through a lot of different things. We know that they have deep fake synthetic media. They have a lot of different things taking place with a lot of these so-called actors and celebrities. Um, a lot of what we're experiencing in the media isn't, truly what we see on the surface. There's a lot of things going on beneath the surface. So for my Pisces, being caring and helping towards others, you just got to take it slow as it's still retrograde. It's going to come direct soon, but don't get so deceived by others with that manipulative energy. You could be very caring to a fault, so you got to be careful. You got Aries, 11th house, Chiron there, retrograde. And Chiron is all about teaching you those tough lessons. And here you have it retrograde in Aries. And it's been retrograde for some time. And there's some healing that needs to take place for Aries mentally, okay, physically. You are the warrior of the zodiac. The ruler of Aries is in the 6th house, which is Mars. You guys really have some healing, some deep wounds that needs to be healed. 11th house theme within organizations, groups, friends, networks. And so this wound is continually to be open each week so that you can really learn the lessons and grow, because this out of these wounds come your greatest gifts and your, where you can start to heal others. And so um, this is where you really can tap into those emotional wounds and get deeper and really start to share them with the group once you heal it yourself. Now you have Aries opposing the 5th house of Libra, 180 degrees away. So trying to get the mind focused. You have a lot of mental energy that's at odds, trying to balance. This is that people pleasing tendency, always putting people first, then versus always thinking about yourself first when you finally do make it. So this is that opposition that you're going through now. And then of course Taurus here, you have Uranus. Okay, this planet, the great disruptor, the great rebellious planet, is the second ruler of this age, along with Saturn. And Uranus is literally trying to disrupt the norm. Taurus is that bull. You can get real comfortable, real set back and laid back in your energy. And the bull gets so comfortable, it can be hard to get the bull going. But when you finally do, um, you can't stop it. And so as you begin to see Uranus shaking up things in the health field, shaking up things in the private institution, private sectors, the hospitals, the jails, prisons, um, healthcare. All these things are shaking up right now because people have really gotten comfortable in these positions, being comfortable given resources from foreigners. And now Uranus is saying it's time to disrupt this energy. It's still retrograde. Lessons are needed to be learned about being comfortable and loyal to a fault. You're loyal to these institutions that's created by people who don't care about you. How can you tap more into your own self? Okay. How can you really get deeper and value yourself as you're in these institutions? Peace of love, Kia. And this is where soon, if you see that Uranus is shaking up the resources, so we know we got the evictions, we know we have the landlords being able to get back pay for the uh, more maturing that took place from the CDC. Okay, and that's sixth house, but that's that opposition with the sun. The big challenge is your heart's desire here in Scorpio. You have to change your routines. That's the transformation that needs to take place for Taurus. You look towards the 180 degrees away. This is where the theme is now. And for this Uranus here, shaking up a lot of these things that you hold dear to as far as your means to survive. Uh, and again, once you get this bull up and running, you'll be able to charge. And so this is, currently what people are experiencing on different degrees and levels. But let's go ahead and look forward this week and see what we can find. Um, that's going to be taking place. Monday is going to be considered All Saints Day, and so you're going to be seeing some different uh, aspects here. So this is Monday. This is at 7:38 p.m. They call it All Saints Day, and we know about the saints, the true saints, celestial saints of what they call Rome, like Saint Maurice the Moor. So you get different types of saints that they have depicted on the catacombs of Rome. But this is All Saints Day, what they call All Saints Day. And let's see what's taking place. So right off the back, you see Mercury here in Libra is going to be in a trine with Jupiter. Okay, so this is going to really favor researching, um, uh, studying, reading, organizing, socializing, because you have here Jupiter in Aquarius, all about humanity, Mercury in Libra, that mental energy. So trying to study Aquarius as science, trying to get deeper into seeing into the future. Aquarius is visionary. And then you have Jupiter, double visions, deeper thoughts, perceptions into the future. You can even have dreams and deeper perceptions of clair abilities activated on Monday. Um, and this is a good time to even clean out your office space. Okay, Mercury direct giving you that good energy. You clear out your space, you get more mental energy, and you get more mental clarity. So clean out your office space or your house or your room, wherever you work, because this is still dealing with the workload. So wherever you're working, this is very great for that. And then since Jupiter is direct, this is great for planning ahead. This is in Aquarius. The ninth house is about learning and teaching and traveling. So if you even want to travel long distance, this can be favorable for you with Jupiter direct in Aquarius, but you also have that Mercury direct. So both of the traveling planets are actually giving you great energy. This is where you actually can even dive into studying law, because Libra deals with law, the legal system, also Jupiter as well. So Jupiter in Aquarius, you can start studying political science, um, religion, not dogma, okay, dogmatic practices. Um, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about true religion, the art of breathing, and binding yourself back to those ancient sciences before the things that started today. You got to ask yourself a question. If your bloodline is older than a religion, why are you in that religion? Okay, so just think about that. It's like we start worshiping pins and then we build a doctrine off of it. So you can start getting deeper into religion, even meditation. Like I said, law, also language. Jupiter also deals with philosophy, so political science and philosophy, or just contracts as well, because Mercury and Libra it also deals with contracts. This is reading over contracts, details and contracts. But I would caution you to be careful when you're uh, going into contracts or even reviewing contracts, because as the moon is waning in light, is actually shrinking in light, this is the time to close out. So the things that have stalled or you haven't finished, this is a great time to close out. Not starting everything new at this time. I'm about to experience a new moon, so this is finishing up, tying loose ends. And so um this can really this trine between Mercury and Jupiter here can actually help you with this contract that will pose itself. And it doesn't have to be a paper contract. This can be a contract with friends, okay, an agreement with friends or those in institutions or establishments or the charities or organizations. So, um, and then you also got to look at the moon, Mercury in Libra is also going to be trine Pluto as well. Okay, and Pluto here, um, Pluto again, that's in uh, Capricorn and 24 degrees in Capricorn. So this is going to give you increased abilities of intuition. Um, and so this is where your psychic abilities will even start to activate if you meditate and get still. Sometimes we get so fast with this moving energy. Mercury is all about moving, Jupiter is all about moving. But sometimes you got to be still so these things can activate for you. So you also will have the opportunity for new relationships to arise because Pluto is about going deep beneath the surface, but things also arise once you start to discover. And Capricorn is all about building whether it's governments, whether it's relationships. So you can form new relationships with this aspect here, Mercury and Libra, going, with this trine with uh, Pluto as well. So um, this is also where you get a mix between your karma, okay, with that Capricorn energy, and your destiny, Mercury, where you're going. Um, and this is where you can also observe sexual encounters that may arise, those quick ones here. Mercury's a quick planet, the things that may just pop up. You may have a stronger or deep desire to connect with others. That Libra, this is the fifth house. Fifth house is that casual sex or that quick hookup or quick romance. So this is where those things can pop up. You can desire those connections, and so um, Pluto also deals with the occult. So merging your mindset to dive deeper into the occult, and occult simply means hidden or things forbidden from the public's eye. And then you can also discover, your shadow side because you have uh, Pluto here really is going to expose a lot of things that you're trying to hide. You're trying to hide a lot of things about yourself, and because you're putting in so much work to hide these parts of yourself that it's going to kind of be hard to hide for so long before it gets exposed. And so this is where you got to also be careful because Pluto and Capricorn, eighth house, with this connection to Mercury and Libra, you could try to pry into or pry really into other people's emotional state or mental state, and you can come off as obsessive or possessive of them. And that Libra energy, Mercury, you be trying to you think so much that you want to know what that person is doing, their hobbies, what they like, and when you try to probe too deep, this is actually where you can come off a certain way to them and rub them the wrong way. So I would definitely say be cautious of that. Um, and then later on that day you're gonna have to deal with this T square. Okay, this T square between the moon that's gonna be here 0 degrees in Libra, Venus in Sagittarius. Okay, and then also uh, making that aspect over there to Neptune and Pisces. So the moon here 0 degrees in Libra, moving into a cardinal position. So as the moon is shrinking in light, you're going to try to start uh, really getting deeper into uh, trying to create something new. It won't be the best time, and this is where you can start to overshoot your expectations again with that Neptune energy of other people. Um, this is where you can have high expectations. Sagittarius, you want to shoot for the stars, that arrow. And then this is that Venus, that woman figure, woman energy, feminine energy. This is where you're learning how to love from the woman that you love, or how to learn to love women in general, um, or just learning. the feminine aspect of love with women in general. The respective love, whatever you want to call it. This is what the focal point is. That'll be the challenge, because as you're trying to sift through your emotions, your mindset, how you want to go about loving, versus how you want to be perceived in the public and how they actually see you. That's all going to be a tough spot, because um, you're going to get frustrated when you're trying to force your ideals on other people. So that's something that I would say, be cautious of on Monday. Okay, a great day for building and ideas, but you definitely want to be cautious uh, on Monday of projecting. So let's go ahead and look at Tuesday. Tuesday, the moon has moved fully into Libra, 14 degrees. Um, you know, Mercury still in Libra. Mars is in uh, Scorpio here. And so Mercury will be squaring Pluto. So here's Mercury in Libra and squaring Pluto here in Capricorn. And again, this is a tough situation to be in, because this is going to make it hard to trust other people. Mercury in Libra, this is dealing with other people, sharing ideas, thoughts with other people, co-workers, friends. It's going to be hard to trust those co-workers, friends, um, because you're trying to climb the ladder. Okay, Capricorn is, again, it's all about climbing. It's all about building, trying to climb the social ladder. Okay, Capricorn is in the social houses, and it's a social sign. So you're going to try to, climb the social ladder, and others going to be trying to climb the social ladder as well, and even in the workforce. And you got to really be careful, because this is issues with authoritative figures, and this is the type that are dealing with your legacy, eighth house. You want to leave something that you're building, and it can get very frustrating when the competition starts to set in. It's going to be high, and this is where Mercury and Libra, with that square and Pluto and Capricorn, this is where you're going to experience backbiting, gossip, um, you know, revealing of secrets, just the revealing of information just to climb the top. So you might be trying to trust somebody with certain information, and they might reveal it. This person was late 20 times this week, stuff like that, to try to get on the boss's good side to, basically overclimb you. And so you got to be careful. This is going to be a week of testing in that area. Um, and this is even where you might even experience that Mercury energy in Libra, other people trying to copy you, that square, that conflict, and then present the ideas to the boss or the board as if it's their own, or they originated. They might even, take to social media, or to the company as if they came up with it. You might have shared that idea, and then they go and then reveal it as if it's their own. And this is, again, all about climbing, okay, trying to get to the top. And so you can't trust everybody with your information, and it's definitely going to be revealed this week. Um, and so I would suggest that you be just like the ibis bird, that Tahuti had to, he was symbolized as. Um, I would say the ibis bird is a quiet bird, so be quiet. Just observe everything. Okay, observe everything. And the ibis bird is one of the greatest recorders of history. So just watch and observe, just like the ibis bird, because you're gonna have that square. There's nothing you could do. It's going to be there. So if people try to talk about you behind your back, you already be prepared. And just notice when you get quiet what they do. When you get silent, just watch how they act, and then you'll see them reveal their true hand. Um, so yeah, that's what I would, suggest for Tuesday. And then again, going back, Tuesday is ruled by Mars, so um, a lot of that energy going into Mars rules over Tuesday. So a lot of your actions, I would just say, when you're emotionally frustrated, just be calm, and things will pan out and reveal itself. So, um, I would definitely, caution you, beware. Okay. Wednesday, you have the moon at 29 degrees in Libra, and you have it conjunct Mercury. So, uh, this is, you know, mental and emotional energy when it comes to balancing the scales within yourself and other people's ideas and emotions. So as you're trying to balance your own emotions and ideas, you're also going to have to try to balance others' emotion and ideas while you have this trine taking place to Jupiter. So this is still good energy in Aquarius. So you're also going to have to factor in the square, okay, that's going to take place with Pluto. So while you have this trine, you have harmony. The triangle equals harmony in astrology. You also have the square, this conflict. So while you have this harmony with other people, the influx, the flow of thoughts and emotions, you also have to worry about people still trying to use their thoughts and emotions to climb the ladder. So you got to really, if I could say, I would say beware of the wolves and sheep's clothing in this scenario on Wednesday, because some people are going to be able to disguise their mind and emotions uh, just to get information so that they can continue to climb. Okay. This is intense energy. And again, the moon is at 29 degrees. So this could be where you start to detach emotionally from other people or get closer. Um, and so this is where literally you try to connect with humanity here, the emotions mentally and emotionally with humanity. And this could be a struggle because now the choice becomes uh, you are taking in their thoughts and you see the good that it could do, but you're still trying to maintain your own individuality. Um, and this is where power struggles can take place, um, even with your spouse. Okay, so this you have Jupiter. Um, I'm sorry, Libra, the moon in Libra, with relationships. So this could be that struggle within relationships. This could even be over, little things, controlling or manipulating through emotions or your thoughts and ideas. Um, this is even projecting your shadow self, I would say. You even projecting those emotions and your thoughts onto the other person in the relationship, and then uh, behind closed doors, this is taking place, but to the public, you seem to have this jovial, outgoing experience where no one knows what's going on. So this is also where I want to caution you about these energy vampires on Wednesday. Mercury rules over Wednesday, so as far as their communication goes, they can be right or left extreme. Mercury deals with the mind, so you know they're going to disguise themselves. Mercury is the trickster, so it's all about tricking you as well. So you just gotta be careful with that on Wednesday. Okay, the ruler of Wednesday is Mercury, so those tricks, you can really get tricked into believing somebody is sincere when actuality they're out to deceive. Um, and so, yeah, that's what I would caution on Wednesday. And so let's look here at Thursday. You finally have Mars in Scorpio 3 degrees, Sun in Scorpio 12 degrees, the Moon in Scorpio 14 degrees. So you have your actions strengthened in Scorpio. You have the Sun strengthened as far as your desires. And then you also have the Moon, which is in a fall position. So I would caution you because you're going to be very courageous with Mars, that warrior energy, ambitious with the sun energy, and you're going to have that emotional charge because the moon is also water and Scorpio is water. But you have to really be careful because with the moon in Scorpio, you get this fall position. This is where you have the strong potential to excel in any of these endeavors that you put your mind to because this is very intense energy. This is penetrating energy. Um, However, you got to overcome those emotional pitfalls. This is also dealing with the root chakra and then also the brow chakra, the sun and the moon. So bringing your as the moon comes home is new. This is a chance to renew your heart's desire, renew and have a cleansing of the heart and your actions and your will. Okay, so you can use the martial arts. Mars represents fighting, combat, defense. Use the martial arts to defend those things that you have gotten attached to as far as your emotions subconsciously. The moon represents your subconscious, and also those daily habits that you formed that made you comfortable. The moon is also about comfortability, and then also water. Water crash, water flows, just like Bruce Lee says. So, learning how to use the martial arts to fight off the things that's holding you back personally. Sixth house is all about preparation so that you can get to the seventh house of relationships. So, you have a lot of prepping going on in this season. Yes, manifestation, but what needs to die? What needs to go so that you can grow? That's what you're actually looking at in this aspect. And so this is where you can feel uh, the need to release, because the moon is here new, the need to release so that you can embrace the new. You can take on any obstacles at this time. The sun and uh, Mars, and then you have the moon. However, you got to also factor in Mars is in the square to Saturn. So although you get a lot of this strong energy, warrior energy to take on whatever is in your way, that young, fiery energy that rules over Mars gives you the ability to sting whatever is in your way, like that scorpion. You have to be careful. Well, I say be careful, but just acknowledge how Saturn is there to limit you. So when it comes to those personal desires, you've been getting yourself ready, prepared to rule, to take over, become the boss, become the supervisor, to become this new authoritative figure on the job or in your position on the job. Saturn is there to restrict you and limit you so that you don't forget the karma in this all, so that you don't forget the big picture. And there is rewards at the end of Saturn's rings, his belts, but you have to remember the big picture. Jupiter is also in Aquarius. So the Jupiter is about the big picture. Saturn is about the big picture too, but it's also about from the karmic perspective. And so this is where frustrations can happen because emotionally you want those things to take place. Your heart is there, your actions are there, but you're being restricted by that authoritative figure on the job or on that organization. This is that grandfather energy, uncle, cousin, brother, masculine energy. This can be, where you have that strong pushback from the boss basically or the board, those people saying no, not at this time, uh, contractually, legally, no. That's that pushback, and the more that you push back, the more resistance you're going to actually experience. And with this Mars energy, Mars is real fiery, so and when you mix fire and water you get steam, and so you can be boiling on the inside. So again, don't want to hold all these emotions on the inside, because when you have these outbursts with Mars and start to go off, F you to the boss, and then you get fired, or your mother suck, stuff like that. Um, all these little outbursts aren't going to help you. You don't get more kickback. So just be cautious to that extent, because this won't last that long. Okay, so if you could just hold off, you're gonna be fine. Okay. Um, and then you also gotta look at how Scorpio is actually all about you know, the obsession. It's all about the drive, the desires, the need to get things done. It's all about those fixed plans. When you got this sixth house, it's all about planning, organizing. It's all about those ideas that need to become material, physical results, completion. So when you look at this Scorpio energy, this is going to be a test so you can learn how to release a lot of these energies, because you got moon and the new moon in Scorpio. How can you learn how to release a lot of these things with this water, the emotions that is blocking you? It's causing stagnation in the river, in the pond, wherever water source that you can compare yourself to emotionally, however deep your stream runs. This is those blockages that's in that sixth house that you're learning how to release on this day. So this is where you love to get into the agriculture aspect, sixth house, but this is the agricultural aspect of the heart and of the desires. So, how can you cultivate? The moon is all about cultivation. How can you cultivate better emotions? If you continue to go into the same thing with the same emotional state of being, you're only going to get the same results. So, how can you cleanse? Because again, we're dealing with water, and the moon is going to be closer to Earth, so you get a chance to really feel the pull on Thursday. How can you really get the most from cleansing your emotional ties to the workplace, those habits, those daily routines that you form, those daily desires that you form? And these can be some deep things that you're deeply attached to. So, how can you get rid of those things? Because if not, don't worry about it. You got Uranus. Okay, see here, Uranus in Taurus, opposite Scorpio. This opposition, 180 degrees away, is going to force you to make some changes. So if you don't make these changes, don't worry. You don't want to, you'll be forced to from Uranus. And Uranus is that Kundalini energy. This will shock you. It will shock your circumstances. If you cannot be reached, it will shock you through people, circumstances, or situations. And this is what's going to happen to help you remove those things so you can have a death. Stop holding on to things that no longer serves you, that is not helping you to grow. You're holding on to the same emotional things that continue to block your success. You are in the way. This is the preparation house to admit and own it so you can move forward. If not, again, Uranus will shake up the things that you think you have and those possessions, the things that you acquired from other people. You think those are your emotions, those are not. This is the forced separation. So, if you haven't been working on yourself, it'll be exposed anyway. And then as the light is shrinking, there's not that much light in the sky. So, like if you're traveling down a road and you have the um, lights on the highway, you can't see that much except for the light that's being provided on the highway and the lights from your conveyance, your car. um, but what happens when both of those lights go out? Okay, so you have all this action that you want to take and this drive, but if you don't have the light to see which direction to go, it's going to be meaningless. And this is what Uranus is about in Taurus. The covers will be pulled off of you if you don't make this change. So Friday, well, this is still there, but um, that would be my suggestion. A lot of trines. So this is a lot of trines in the chart give you that lazy energy. I would say don't get lazy on Thursday because you still need to do your own inner work, that shadow work. You can front and lie to everybody, portray yourself as something that you're not. But at the end of the day, you can't fool yourself. And guess what? Karmically, this is where you're going to have to repay all the debt that you're acquiring from faking. Okay, so you don't want to be fake anymore. This is about the age of moving forward and shifting. Okay, and so this is a lot of shadow work that needs to be done on Thursday. Friday, a lot of work. You have this work here, moon at 29 degrees. So again, this is what you need, that 29 degrees to get rid of, that detachment that you need to let go. Um, Mercury just entering into Scorpio. So not only are your emotions intact, you also have the heart's desire intact, the drive, the ambition intact, and then that action along with your mindset. So Mercury here is a lot of weird energy that needs to be revisited. You also have uh, part of fortune at 29 degrees in Taurus. So this is a lot of separation, okay, breaking through those barriers. Because if not, you're going to experience some violent um, changes that's going to take place personally, and then it'll be shown to everybody in the public. Everybody will be experiencing that change if you don't take it. So Friday, this is where you're going to be. I would suggest you go ahead and do your work on Wednesday, Thursday, and then relax. Venus entering into Capricorn. So you got planetary shifts taking place on Friday. So just go ahead and relax and get yourself together emotionally, physically, mentally. And then Saturday is a good day because you have Mercury, um, in a good position, 1 degrees, and it'll be actually sextile Venus and Capricorn. So you get to merge your emotions or the way that you think uh, from a intuitive perspective with this Venus now moving in calculated love. So if you want to uh, find a responsible partner, someone with you know same goals with that you have relationship wise, the same uh, desires as far as relationships, this is where you can take that calculated risk or begin to 1 degrees. You have a cardinal and fixed, so how can you get your emotions on the same page with your goals? Okay, and so this is a great time to relax, to unwind. You got a lot of work to be done ahead, and you just went through a cycle. And so this is about that socializing here, that square. The challenge will be how you're going to go about socializing after all this work you had to just do. So this will be a great day to bond with other people. And even if you're looking for intimacy, this is a great time as well. Business will be favored as well. Um, and so this will be a good time to, just relax and unwind. Even if you need to resolve those issues, um, breakups or break down barriers, all of this is good on Saturdays, Saturn's day. And of course, this will be a theme shift. This is a foreshadowing of in 2 weeks, you're going to have a lunar eclipse take place. So if you don't shift, again, you're going to be forced to. Okay, so on uh, Sunday, on Sunday, you're gonna have daylight saving time and the moon in Sagittarius, 29 degrees. Again, separation from the things you thought you was learning and perceiving, and it's time to shift. Okay, it's time to shift that energy. As far as traveling, things like that. Uh, this is astral traveling. Astral projection. Those intuitive projections. This is all what's going to be taking place before the Earth go ahead, well, before the time goes back 2 a.m. So again, this is I like this week. This is full of challenges to see who's real and who's not. A lot of people in this age they fake a lot, but you can't fake forever. So it's going to be exposed either way. So everybody have their own work to do. If we all on Earth, that's evidence that nobody is perfect. So um, we all got a lot of work to do, and we will see how you fare this week. So let's go ahead and look at some of the cards. Okay, wow! Right off the bat, this is the Sun card. Let me change the view. Right off the back, we get the Sun card. I love this card. This is the focus right now. The planets are aligning. They may not feel like it, may not look like it, but it's aligning for you right now. It's all about getting in tune with the creator. uh, and again, remember, you are an aspect of the creator. So whatever you're trying to create, you have to start with self. So that's what the focus is, and this is a great aspect. So already I'm getting good ideas. Okay, here we go again, the Judgment card, the challenge. A lot of people are set with what has been chosen, but guess what? Because this new moon is coming, you cannot continue to try to balance all these ideas. You got to just go with what's here before you. Okay, you have the Chariot upright. Okay, the Chariot. This is people's thinking right here. This is taming that inner beast. Those two lines, the higher and lower self, getting them in submission to you. You are your own savior, your own warrior, your own knight. to control both your higher and lower self, to merge them together, to go down the same path, to control your destiny. Okay, this is what you're thinking about. You know you need to get on the right task to get in control, and that's what you'll be trying to get a grip on this week. Okay, now here's the present condition. Some of you are thinking too much, too many sleepless nights, but it's now coming to an end. Okay, this is that Mars energy, and again, Mars has, you know, been in Libra, is in Scorpio. So now again, you're getting that firepower coming home. So now it's not all about uh, overthinking your actions. It's about ready, fire, aim. That's what we're going to be experiencing. Okay, and you have the Ace of Wands here. So the Ace of Wands, this is what you experienced in the past. You had the foundation for uh, using your fire energy to be able to create your own reality. And so some of you are still harping on the past, trying to tap back into that fire element. And as we see that here, you're not getting the proper communication that you desire. Eight of disc in reverse. You're not getting the favorable, uh, you know, conditions that you desired. Okay, this is what you've been hoping for, that communication, that text back, that email back, that response back, um, that job interview back, hoping to get that situation come through, and it hasn't come through. But you do have the Princess of Disc. Okay, and the Princess of Disc is other factors that you need to consider. Um, and with the Princess of this is all about learning how to be generous as you acquire those materials. Before you acquire those materials, you have to get in tune with your why. Okay, why are you trying to gather all these materials? Because the Princess of this is generous. Okay, and the Capricorn energy is not to hoard, is to learn how to be benevolent. Okay, and then you have here the World card in reverse. So some people feel like they are helpless in the situation. I cannot control my circumstances. And this is where other people have affected you and you are letting it get the best of you. You are feeling like the world is on top of you. But let's look at how this will play out. And we did have two cards that actually came up. At the end of the week, you are going to get some type of communication you've been looking for. This is what you're looking for in the future, to hear some good news, that acceptance letter, that forgiveness, that love, that I do, all of those things you're looking for. That's what you're hoping for in the future. And some of you, the juggler. And in traditional tarot, this is the fool. Some of you are walking away from your purpose. You are walking in the wrong direction, away from your purpose. You have this free spirit. You are not calculating your plans. You're on a journey. You're still trying to get it right. You still have a opportunity to, but you see, this juggler is about to walk off a cliff, and he's walking away from the sun. The sun is here in his top corner, away from the sun, and the sun is your purpose. So some of you are walking away from your purpose and you're wondering why you're getting these results. It's because you're not heeding that intuition, that call. Five of Swords, this is those open enemies, people battling back and forth. You hear them talking about you, you see them posting about you, you see them talking, and this is where you have that back and forth mental energy, that Venus energy. And again, Venus will be shifting into Capricorn. So those disputes, those fake people, fake friends, or giving off fake energy. This also popped out help from, a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or that younger spirit, that younger energy that's going to help you to manifest that Princess of Cups. They're going to be coming, offering you help with things that you didn't think you needed help in. But the question is, will you take that help? And for some of you, you're not going to be activating that strength. You're going to be in reverse. Okay, you're going to feel that beast get the best of you, that Mars in Scorpio. You're going to cuss that person out, cuss out that boss, tell them F off, whatever it is. And, you know, that strength card, that beast nature is going to get the best of you, not the opposite. Why? Because the Three of Wands. You're not feeling like you're in control of your actions right now. Okay, so and this is what this week is all about, doing that shadow work, trying to get the harmony between the elements of the fire and the emotions, the water. Okay, here you have the Ladybird. Ladybird is all about, this is the Archangel Oracle card, Ladybird or Ladybug. This is all about, happiness and good fortune, and it's all about learning how to see things for what they are. And that's one of the biggest quote: we see things not as they are but as we are. And so when you begin to see things and project them, that's what you get in return, a boomerang. So this week you really want to focus on doing your shadow work and how can you improve yourself. And the better you work on yourself, the more you'll be able to attract that those end results that you're looking for. Um, okay, so I hope this was able to help give you some insight. I've been getting some good feedback, so hopefully this was able to give you some more clarity for this week. And guys, let me know in the comment. And if you need a personal reading, go ahead and book a reading. My email is here, noble1cosmicguide@gmail.com. If you need more guidance and clarity for your personal life direction, we can see how astrology can be a tool to help you to get more clarity. So again, I hope this was able to help you out, and you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Peace and much love.